Behind the Cape. The Jimmy Olsen and Gorilla Grodd show. So it has both a title and an actual synopsis here. The Jimmy Olsen series is officially titled The People vs. Gorilla Grodd. The Daily Planet announced today it'll begin production on an 8-part documentary series that will dive back into Metropolis' most infamous murder trial, The People vs. Gorilla Grodd. The People vs. Gorilla Grodd will take a fresh 360-degree look at the case, revealing a lesser-seen side of the hyper-intelligent ape, according to the film's first-time director, Jimmy Olsen. Olsen was granted unprecedented exclusive access to interview Grodd inside Strikers Island Penitentiary for the documentary. Gorilla Grodd has long claimed his innocence in the murder and brain consumption of his father, King Grodd, a crime he was convicted of in March 2021.
Jesus.
And has remained incarcerated forever since. The series will take an in-depth look at the investigation, featuring brand new reporting from members of the Daily Planet staff, as well as interviews with witnesses and experts on both Grodd's and the Metropolis District Attorney's side of the case, including Gorilla Grodd's new counsel at the Metropolis Freedom Project. Everyone thinks they know Grodd, the power-hungry gorilla who killed his father for the throne of Gorilla City. But once you start to look beneath the fur, you start to realize there's a lot more to that primate.
Okay. So, this isn't necessarily what was pitched, right? Like, what we were hearing at first was a show that featured Jimmy Olsen is going to highlight the villains of Metropolis. Like, he was going to bounce around investigating villains of Metropolis. This seems like it's all centered around a very particular crime involving Gorilla Grodd, and it's a docu-series around it, which is a bit more interesting. I still don't know how this builds out your greater universe, right? It feels like pretty isolated to Metropolis or Metropolis areas, Gorilla World, whatever the fuck that is. If they minimize the amount of Jimmy Olsen side plot stuff and just focus on the Gorilla Grodd trial and all that and him investigating that in a documentary series style, I might be here for it.
You talking about Jimmy being a playboy?
No.
That's going to play a part in this show.
No. I don't see. That's what's going to take me out of it because I simply don't. I don't give a fuck.
I get it. I get it.
I'm intrigued by the idea of like doing this Gorilla Grodd trial and all that other stuff, and again, approach it like a docu-series. Like he's actually investigating all this shit. You bring the little dumbass girl that was dating Lex Luthor in the first movie. I don't know.
I don't know if you're going to get that specific girl, but you're going to get more instances of him like trying to sidestep the box.
Anytime that we're taken away from the trial or talking about other villains in Metropolis, for me, I feel like we're kind of behind the 8 ball. Like, what do we need to do more with this series? Do we need to broaden the scope of the DCU, or do we need to progress the story of Jimmy Olsen? Like, even in the title of the show is called The People versus Gorilla Grodd. This is not Jimmy Olsen's show.
Right.
Or at least it doesn't sound like it.
I think it'll be primarily about Gorilla Grodd.
And he will be a part
through the lens of
Jimmy Olsen, which is cool. But like, I'm not showing up for a Jimmy Olsen show. This doesn't sound like a Jimmy Olsen show. This sounds like a show featuring Jimmy Olsen, which is different.
I still think you're going to get some of the bullshit that you're not here for.
Okay, well, they better ride that line.
Now, how much of that you get, I can't tell you, but you're going to get some bullshit about him having to sidestep some woman to get more answers about what he's actually looking for. Like, you're going to get that little dumb shit at some point.
Crypto don't need to show up. Like, well, I don't got time for that. I got time for that. I could stand a lantern or two popping up, maybe a Mr. Terrific or something like that.
Does Corn Sweat show up?
I don't think so.
Not even like a quick cameo to explain how he put away Gorilla Grodd for his crime?
This sounds like an isolated story.
I agree.
Until proven otherwise, I'm going to treat this as it's not really touching much of the broader narrative. Now, again, they can still use it to build out pieces of the DCU we haven't seen yet. Where's Flash from? What is Flash's hometown? Because isn't that where Gorilla Grodd is from as well, or where he terrorizes?
Central City.
Central City. You know, do some Central City stuff.
Nah, bro.
I guess I don't know, but I just know that I wasn't showing up for a show about Jimmy Olsen. This doesn't sound like a show that is about Jimmy Olsen, so I could probably survive this.
Okay, so you're a little bit happier about the direction. I definitely think some of the bullshit is still gonna be in it. I just don't know for sure.
If James Gunn lets somebody else do it right, nothing like James Gunn, they could be okay.
Yeah, it would need that to avoid the bullshit at least.
At least with the tone, right? Like it starts going in there with this whimsical music. We get a Beastie Boys intro. I'm out. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, Gunn is going to give you some music of that style and nothing but jokes for like for probably the whole season. The Drop, A Snowfall Saga, dropped their trailer, and I find this one interesting because the last time we saw Wanda, she was marrying Lee in Africa and living her best life, and it seems that despite her crackhead past, she has every reason to be optimistic going forward in her life to do whatever journey she sees fit. And for whatever reason, she sees fit to take this kid and make him the next, I don't know, he's basically Dr. Dre, which is interesting because the landscape behind it all is now we're gone from the days of the crack era into, it's Bloods and Crips and all that. How Wanda finds herself in these predicaments, how she's basically now interweaving herself back into the bullshit of it all is crazy to me.
You know how you got that one auntie that be telling you all type of crazy stories about your parents and her and all that shit they used to do when they was younger. Like, I feel like we actually watching the life happen with Wanda. Facts. Yeah, I used to smoke that dope back in the day. Yeah, I moved to Africa for a little while. I even got married. Yeah, then I got twisted up in that record business, start getting these rapper signs and stuff. And you like, yeah, auntie, okay, yeah, whatever. But like, really, but Wanda for real did all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they knew them young boys. They may not know me now, but ask their daddies, they know about me. ask them about Alphabet Wanda.
That's crazy. Alphabet
Wanda they know about me.
Crazy.
No,
yeah, man. She definitely came from the trenches, hanging out with Man Boy and giving him
Man Boy.
Like, bro, she came from the trenches, but she's making it happen, I guess.
The only thing that's fucked up about it to me is that, it seems like at some point during all of this, she's going to end up back in the middle of some danger. And it's how many times we gonna do this? What happened? Why y'all just ain't stay in Ghana? Why y'all just stay over there?
Well, no, they came back during Snowfall.
Oh, they did come back, didn't
they? Yeah.
And then they were supposed to leave back out. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Damn, Franklin.
Well, we say a lot because Wanda is obviously one of the starring characters, but lo and behold, Leon is also getting himself sucked into the bullshit of it all. And being that Lee is a fucking gangster, he's going to have to fucking deal with some shit that he probably don't want to.
I got a bad feeling, man. I was surprised when Lee survived Snowfall. And I feel like you don't survive 2 of these shows. So I got my fingers crossed for my boy Lee. But got a bad feeling. Definitely got a bad feeling.
No, you can't kill Lee and Wanda. You can't kill Lee, man. Especially all the bullshit he done been through after killing the little kid and all that.
Is Wanda about to have a limp hand? I seen her about to get her shit hammered in. She like, please. You think she about to have a strong hand? Do it up for scary movie? Grab my strong hand.
Yeah, man, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm actually looking forward to it because I think, the writing and everything was really good with the first one. And so I'm willing to see what they're going to do with this new spinoff for sure. LOL, Dr. Dre used to be a disco DJ. Yeah, I mean, it just seems, it kind of seems like he's playing that type of character. I don't know if he produces or what specifically, but that's what it felt like to me, is that he's adjacent to what's going on in the streets, kind of like Dre was, but he himself is not involved in the streets whatsoever. He's more involved in DJing and producing and whatnot.
So he Dre.
That's what it seems like. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, chat.
So then who's the nigga with the fucked up eye?
Warren G. I don't know.
Warren G.
I don't fucking know. Why Lamar looked like Lil Meech from BMF in the drop? Why Lamar? Wow, who am I thinking of?
Lamar, the guy, the kid. The one
Is that his name?
I think.
Oh, okay.
Because he does look like Lil Meech.
Oh,
that's one reason I put that together.
Yeah.
That's the dude from the Central Park 5 thing. He still looks young as fuck.
As fuck.
Like, this nigga's not aging at all. This man is not aging.
If he was playing a character that was 8 in that one, he's like 12 now.
Hey, cuz we're going to ask him when he was, man, I'm like 28. Like,
right.
The fuck are you doing?
He got the Annie Milanakis. It would be interesting if Scully or Sissy Saint make a guest appearance in the drop. Dion is in the drop too.
If Sissy Saint can keep her ass in prison, she can stay right where she at.
Mad.
She can stay right where the fuck she at.
All right, what about Scully?
If she would have just waited like 10 more seconds, like all you had to do was let that nigga complete that phone call and then shot. Just wait. Just wait. Is it done? You got it? Okay. Bow.
Ruined Saint's whole
life. You ruined everybody's life.
Facts. Dave Bautista.
Yeah.
Dave Bautista has been officially cast as Kratos in the God of War.
Boy.
Series.
I, again, like this pick a lot more than Ryan Hurst.
Nah,
no disrespect to Opie.
Ryan Hurst.
I do fuck with Ryan Hurst. But I think he'll find a better spot. Well, no, he won't, because he's dead as fuck. I was about to say he'll find a spot on another show we're going to talk about here later, but he can't come back on that show because he's definitely gone. He's fucking gone.
Yikes.
I think the only thing that's missing from this, you already know what I'm about to say. Let's just take this shit back to Sparta. Give this man the chains and let's get to it. Give him the blades. Yeah. And let's do this thing the way we supposed to. The fight with Ares, Zeus, all of that. Let's take the track that we're supposed to take. I thought the fact that we were skipping into Norse gods so early was a huge oversight, and they were walking head on into, the type of criticisms that have killed these game adaptation shows. The ones that have failed.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that are good, they stay faithful to the project. When they're good, they stay faithful to the project. It's not that hard, man. People want to see the game that they played recreated in the show.
And some of these games have cutscenes that are cinematic, so like just frame for frame.
Just do the thing, man.
There.
Just do the thing. And I feel like these directors, these writers, they get so in their fucking heads, and they're like, oh, we gotta do it this way, and but we got time considerations, and we gotta do this, we gotta do that, money, and we gotta do this scene, we gotta save money for that scene. And it's like, look, man, you gotta find a way to put this fucking show together the way that it exists in our minds. At least a version of it that we can all comprehend or coherently kind of pace ourselves through.
Yeah.
But what I can't do as a God of War fan is be like, oh, I know, like, for sure there is foundational history missing from this character right now, but I'll just play along and be wholeheartedly involved in it, because no, I'm not doing that no more.
Yeah.
I've seen too many of these fail behind that same idea. Like, the soul of this product is not here right now, but I'll stick around until it shows up. No. I'm not with that.
And especially game adaptations that should not fail, or at least fail that easily.
I feel like this is one that has a lot of potential, but it could also
it has the potential
be
to
bad.
fail.
It could also tank very hard.
That's true.
Zeus!
The Doomsday Essentials list. I feel like I talked about this last week.
Nigga. First of all, this list long as hell. But even though it's long as fuck, listen to the shit that plays into it, right? So we got X-Men 1 and 2. Okay, those are those. We got some Phase 1 stuff. Captain America, First Avenger, The Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame. So just a whole chunk of shit that doesn't matter to the story, I guess. No Civil War, Ultron, any of the stuff. The Black Panther. Notice that Black Panther's not on this list. Loki, the series, okay. Shang-Chi. Oh, well, what would a story be without Shang-Chi? Spider-Man No Way Home, of course. Black Panther Wakanda for fucking ever. Oh. Yeah, we got to explain why M'Baku's sitting the throne in Wakanda. And, there is no more royal family except for Toussaint and Shuri.
Yeah.
Captain America Brave New World, Deadpool and Wolverine, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four First Steps. Okay.
Is that it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 projects.
No Spider-Man?
No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home.
That's the only one?
Yeah. This shit didn't have anything to do with Doomsday.
Okay.
Let's see. Out of those,
you know what? No, that makes sense. You said a couple X-Men movies though.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4 films I don't give a fuck about, so I guess they're still batting pretty good. They've got 1, 2 films that don't even apply to this universe.
Yep.
Right, that happened prior to the creation of the MCU. 1, 2 more Phase 1 films. Basically, Infinity War, Endgame, Spider-Man, No Way Home, not Brand New Day, No Way Home. Wolverine and Deadpool and Multiverse of Madness is probably where the rest of the stuff sucks.
Fantastic Four technically is not this universe either.
Well, it's MCU. It's just not. It's not
This,
within.
Yeah. Okay. This timeline is what we're going with now, I guess.
Interesting enough, I got this list from a retweet from Josh from Den of Nerds. You want to know what Josh said about the list?
What did I say?
Not you. I love Marvel, but this essentials list, essentials in quotations, for Doomsday low-key proves why they should have recast T'Challa. Their version of honoring him made his role irrelevant in the big Avengers story. If they had recast the role, Black Panther is number 1 on this list. Think about it.
Yeah, no, insane.
Fuckers frustrate me so much. So much. Just frustrate me. Why? Was that any less true 6 months ago, Josh?
No.
Was it any less true a year ago?
No.
Was that any less true 4 years ago when Wakanda Forever came out?
No.
What are we doing? But you on the same platform talking about, oh, it's a male Black Panther, so I guess we're good. I guess it's Uncle Dory. Yuck. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Get on the program and stay on the program. But he's right, though.
Right.
He's right. And what he is saying is exactly what I have been saying, is that this idea that we're just going to make him the T'Challa that everybody wants, but not actually. Mm. Yeah, we're going to reinforce the fact that the real T'Challa died by having this character present, but it's just going to work out. It's just going to work out. Everybody's going to call him the same name, and we'll give him the same stories, and we'll even bring in a storm to make... The fact that he's standing here at all, the fact that he exists, means that he's not the person. We can't get around his existence. Fam, and even more than that, we know the full birth of what they're willing to give Black characters. This is a Disney-made character. This a character, or excuse me, Ryan Coogler, well, the Disney, because it's not a comic book character, so They made this shit up. Right. Mm-hmm. They've already showed you what they intend to do with him by fast tracking his life. No Wakanda miniseries that we get to check in on Lil Toussaint and see how his life is going. No training montage to watch him grow. No battles to see how he became a man. No. Black Panther 3. Here go grown ass Toussaint. David Johnson, everybody.
Yeah, even Lion King got a montage.
So like, that's my point. They don't give a fuck about it. They don't give a fuck about this shit. It's secondary in nature to begin with, and they're treating it like it's secondary nature. Because it is. There's no way to make Kara Kal-El. Can't do it. We can't make Selena Kyle Bruce no matter how hard we try. We can't make Dick Bruce. We cannot turn Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, Robbie Wilson, fucking Rocky Balboa. None of them motherfuckers can be Clark Kent. Not a single one of them. Because they're not Clark Kent. So stop trying to convince me that all they gotta do is call T'Challa. All they gotta do is just give him his stories. Like they tried to give Shuri the Namor story, right?
Right.
Because that was successful. All you gotta do is give him the stories. Just give the secondary character the main character's stories. Eureka!
I made the joke and then I thought about it for 2 seconds. They're gonna make Black Panther 3 Lion King. Timon and Pumbaa, Shuri and M'Baku.
Man, come on, man.
Aurora Monroe, Nala. Denzel Washington, Scar.
So that makes Toussaint Simba? Absolutely not.
There just won't be a Mufasa.
Absolutely.
At all. At all in this movie. Who says no?
Everyone. Everyone says
no. No, not according to them comments. They gonna watch that 3 times.
I hope not.
I'm just saying, bro.
God, I hope not.